Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to the United Edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. Good evening, Cindy Mitch. Good to see you. I want to thank UPR and Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you shows a week, Sunday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, and tonight, Tuesday nights, 8 to 9 p.m. Right after my show tonight, the awesome person, C.L. Thomas, he has the Gateway podcast on. It's going to have Michelle DeRoche on as a guest, and it's going to be a freaking awesome one too. Whenever Michelle comes on as a guest, it extremely great shows. She has, I think, Michelle has like 3 podcasts that she does on UPRN. Hey, Mish, good to see you every week, and very knowledgeable in all kinds of things. I don't know, the weather was cold again today. Hey, AMT, it was cold again today, and yeah, I was lazy. It's my day off. So I was lazy, and that's okay. But tomorrow it's going to be a little bit warmer, so I'll finish up putting all the dirt out in my garden and get ready for planting my vegetables. I'm glad I didn't plant any the other day because it was like freezing. I think we had a frost. It was like below 30. Mish says her weather is getting warmish again. That's good. And the nights are colder. Huh. You know what that means, Mish? You know what that means? That means it's starting to get real hot here and you're going to be showing where you're at. So, I don't know. It was a great day. And it was a fantastic show on Sunday with Gene Tewksbury, and we talked about the mountain lions, the ghost caps, as they're called, out here on the East Coast. And I believe it was very knowledgeable for not just me, but for a lot of people out there. I also want to thank everybody who tuned into the show on Sunday night. So every Sunday is a 2-hour show. Thank you, AMT. Shelby, hola. So every Sunday it's a 2-hour show, and I'm going to have roundtables. I'm going to have guests on, so we can actually get into a subject to talk about. I don't know who's coming on next Sunday, but kind of figured, what do you guys think of this, huh? I was thinking today, have a show with a paranormal investigator, a skeptic, and a scientist. What do you think? I think that would be a great show. To get different ideas. Oh, Bree, come on. Kevin, I look like a pedophile? You're gone. See ya. You're banned. But how in the hell could someone say that about me? Go to hell. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, it would be interesting, Mish. But I just, I don't know, that little comment that that person said in the chat room really just like threw me off my thing here. Thank you for everybody. Um, so hey, Joni, good to see you. So we'll get back on track again. So what do you think of that? That would be awesome to have a paranormal investigator, to have the skeptic and the scientist come on all at one time and just sit down and have a discussion. I mean, the rule would be, you don't make fun of them, you don't get angry at them. You just sit down and you actually listen to what they have to say. You know, I think it would be like really, really brush your shoulders. Brush my shoulders. Okay, good day. But I don't know why. But so, but back to Gene. I mean, when I first saw Gene, you know, on Facebook and on YouTube, I really thought she was talking about ghost cats. I did not expect them to be mountain lions. But I guess in her field too, she gets a lot of bullshit too from people who don't want to believe her. That she tries to stick up to something, to what she believes in, you know, and so I guess it's just not in the paranormal field. I guess you know what I mean. It's not the ufologist or the Bigfootist or the cryptidist. No, it's like everywhere. And this has been a thorn in my side for the longest time. I will, Cindy. I will. No negativity in this room. Brush it off your. Thank you. No, I know you were, Mish. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much for the help. But I don't know. Don't worry about what people say about you. We love you, show. Thank you, Johnny. I just like threw me for a looper there, but I brushed it off my shoulder just like Mish told me to, and I'm okay. But you know what? Honestly, on other different aspects, other different things that are out there where people try to find answers and know what they're talking about, and all they want to do is just teach people about the cats or the UFOs or the paranormal or whatever. I bet some people don't believe in AI, and then it's just crazy. Why can't people just accept the fact that people do these things? And it's not for, it's not for to be to be egotistical. It's not there because you want to be the number one, whatever field that you're in. I learned a long time ago that no matter how hard you try to want people to believe on what you're doing, there's going to be a lot of them that are just going to say, you know what, no way. And then they ridicule you. Hey, Donna, good to see you, hon. Thank you for popping in. So whatever you're doing out there, okay, whatever you're doing, whatever you're studying, whatever your beliefs are, continue doing it. Continue doing it with pride. And if other people don't want to listen to it, or if other people just want to ridicule you, or people who just don't care, then you know what? They have the right to do that. Hey, Scotsman, good to see you, brother. But don't go and blast another person and telling them that their investigations suck, or the material they have as evidence, um, kind of like, you know, make fun of. Like me and Gene talked about. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. And when we spend a ton of money and we go and travel long distances on our own, on our own money, do it all on our own, just to find an answer, you know, because we enjoy it, you know. Hey, hi, Papa Smurf. Hi, Carrie. And, God, just leave everybody alone. Leave everybody alone and let them do their own thing. Now, if that person who is a paranormal investigator wants to go and show their evidence and be proud of the evidence that they do show, more luck to them. But they have to realize that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to knock them down 3 or 4 pegs. It happened to me. I mean, I was so excited showing, hey, Preston, good to see you, brother. Kevin says, I got a hummingbird, butterfly, and a lion. Love the dynamic trio animal spirit cards pulled tonight. Thank you, Kevin. That is a powerful trio. But don't knock anybody. Let's see. Joni says, people who can will do it. All naysayers can just sit down and keep quiet. Yeah. So I learned at a very, I guess you want to call it a young age, into the paranormal world. After I got knocked down about 3 or 4 pegs, I just said, what the hell with it, man? I won't have to show nobody. If somebody wants to know, then I will show them. But I learned that when I do show the evidence that I do have, I show it to people who understand what's going on, who really is interested in the evidence that I caught as a paranormal investigator at an investigation. I don't know. What I'm seeing out there today, with the paranormal groups on YouTube and such, I mean, to be honest with you, I've been out of it for 4 years, and I really don't know what the different type of equipment is out there, or if there's new ways of investigating. I don't know that. But I do want to get back into it. You can't show the blind the light. That is true, Preston. That is true. It was good talking to your mom the other night. I hope you caught the show. But I'm getting back into it. I'm really excited about it. And I'll just leave off what I did when I quit. Hey, Kara, good to see you. And just start over again. And you know what? That's okay for me. But what's in the other different groups? I'm seeing the ideas that they got and where they go. I'm looking forward to it. I do plan on doing some traveling this year, heading up to Gettysburg, maybe for 2 nights, 3 nights, I don't know. And I'm going to go from there and see what's up. Is Heidi here? I don't think she's in here, Mish. I don't know. I haven't heard from Heidi in like a long time. But yeah. But I watched the paranormal groups on YouTube, and I have to say they are some really, really interesting um, investigations that they do. Well, what kind of bothers me about it is, well, my number one rule when I did paranormal investigate, when I had my group, you had to have fun to investigate. You had to have fun. And I see a lot of the groups out there on YouTube, and they're not having fun. Well, that's a good idea, Mish. They're not having fun. They're so damn serious. For what? The only thing could be happening is either A, the spirits know what you're trying to do and they're laughing at you, or B, they don't want nothing to do with you. And if you think, excuse me, if you think that they do not know why you're there, they do know why you're there. And if you don't treat the spirits with respect, they're not going to respect you either. And they're going to make life really hell for you. And that's the truth, honestly. Definitely. They're going to make hell for you. I've been in investigations where they're actually in the room with us, okay, and they stay away from the equipment, but they're there. I remember one investigation I did, there was 2 or 3 of us in this one room, and the one person that was in the room started calling out the spirit, calling them every name in the book. And nothing. And I turned to that person and I said, "You're gone. Go. Leave. I don't want you here." Because another rule of mine was you don't disrespect spirits. And it's a proven fact. It's a proven fact that if you treat them with respect, in return, they're going to respect you. And they're going to give you that EVP. They're going to move an object. They're going to make sure that you know that they are in that room. They will make sure that they get real close to the K2 meter. So when you ask them a question, they will answer it. Because you have to remember, okay, you got to remember, everybody, okay, that they were once human too. Okay, they were human. And it's just like, okay, for instance, all right, so Kevin passes away. And for some reason, Kevin he liked his polka dotted, pink polka dotted wallpaper in his rooms. So I come in and I said, I bought his house and I'm like, oh my God, this wallpaper got to go. And so I start tearing down the wallpaper. Hey, Penny. Oh, wow. Good to see you, hon. Thank you for popping in. And everybody, Miss Penny McCann there taught me a lot at the beginning of my career. She really did. And I always thank her from the bottom of my heart. She taught me a lot. And so I tear down Kevin's pink polka dotted wallpaper. And all of a sudden, Kevin gets pissed. He gets mad. He's like, then he'll throw everything out the door, make my life miserable until I put the polka dotted, wallpaper back up. You know what? Nah, it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna take it down. GZDR Forever says, do you think our thirst for AI, which needs a tremendous amount of electricity, will have a fallout effect of more EVP encounters / discovery? You know what? That's a good question. I don't think there would be a fallout on it. A fallout effect? No. Um, I believe that it could have a lot more encounters. Sherry, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh my God. Sorry about the other night. I hope you stayed on to listen to the show, because I did, fix the mistake, um, saying that you were from, where the hell is, I don't know, but there's a lot of mooses. I don't know, but thank you for popping in. Penny says, thank you so much, Sean, for that. You taught me a lot as well, my friend, too. Thank you, dear. Oh, I'm glad you're good. I thought you were mad at me. Never. I thought you were mad at me, Sherry. Honest to God. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't say where she was from. I felt bad, you know. Kevin says, never have I ever pink polka dotted wallpaper. But you know what, Kevin? I can see you having it in your house. Okay, Sherry. But yeah. So you know what? We're at the bottom of the hour. Okay. You all know what that means. We're going to take a couple-minute break here. And when I come back, we're going to start talking about something else. Okay. So please go have a cigarette, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do for 2 minutes. And you know what? I'll see you in 2.5 minutes. Okay, everybody? Let's do this.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's start this conversation. Let's start this conversation. We got no relation. I have come before losing my control.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the second part of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you 2 shows a week, Sunday night from 8:10 p.m. to 10:10 p.m. Eastern, and tonight, Tuesday nights, from 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. for for the shows. Don't forget, a dear good friend, one of the awesomest ladies in the world, Miss C.L. Thomas. Her show is the Gateway Podcast, and her guest tonight, as my friend used to say, Michael, she is a rock star, and so this is a good night for UPR and Talk Radio. And if you are bored during the week and you really have nothing much to watch on TV, you don't want to listen to the damn news that's out there right now, come on UPRN platform. There are shows 7 days a week and with all kinds of awesome hosts, and they have some awesome shows. So if you want to learn more about the different types of things that go on out in the world, please feel free. Hey, Patsy, good to see you. Kevin, welcome back. It's 2 moons on your PPS clip with you walking. No, brother, that is 2 orbs. Those are 2 orbs. Yeah, that was a good picture. Sherry, she says, Mish says, good day to Sherry for me, please. So Mish says, hello, Sherry. And so all the other ones too that don't see you. You're on a different plane than them. But okay. So what I want to talk about is, do you want to become a paranormal investigator? Do you actually want to become a paranormal investigator? And, that takes a lot of thinking, because, sure, you can grab a camera. You can grab a digital voice recorder or a video camera and go out and start snapping pictures. And there she is, Miss C.L. Thomas. There she is. Her show's on right after mine tonight, about 9:15 with Michelle DeRoche. Yeah, so if you have any questions, there's CL. Fire away on her. Carrie says, no, I was a paranormal investigator in my own haunted home. I am good. Okay. Johnny says, you're part of my Sunday and Tuesday night agenda. Sherry says, what was your scariest encounter investigating? I'd be more than happy to tell you that. We were doing an investigation. It's in a little town called East McKeesport. And we were down in the cellar investigating the cellar. And at the time, we had a real small, petite Chinese girl in our group. She was like 80 pounds soaking wet. It was me, my brother, and this little girl down in the cellar. And I saw her, and my brother saw her, literally got picked up and thrown into my brother's arms. And that's the God's honest truth. That was the scariest thing ever. When I saw this little girl get picked up and thrown. Another picture. Well, this was a picture, and I've been going through hundreds of CDs trying to find this thing. Okay, this picture. And We were in Kittanning, and it's a small country town up the road from me. And so again, I was down in the basement. And like I said, I have over 100 CDs of pictures. I have 3 other computers that have pictures on them. And I cannot find this picture. But so I was sitting in the bedroom because they had a bedroom down in the cellar, and there was a mirror, this real big ass mirror. And whenever I love taking pictures of mirrors, because right now I totally believe that mirrors are a portal to the other side. I don't know what you all think. But I believe that. And so what I like to do, I get permission from the owners. I said, do you mind if I clean your mirror before I take shooting pictures? Because sometimes shooting at mirrors are so damn dirty. I mean, you can just throw all your evidence out the door. So I cleaned this thing, and I cleaned this mirror. It was spotless. So I'm sitting there on the beds, and I took about 4 or 5 pictures of the mirror, thinking of it. And so, in fact, that investigation, someone got possessed on that investigation. That house up in Kittanning was scary as hell, man. That was a really hardcore one. But, so what I used to do was do the investigation, take pictures, and then look at them the day after, on Sunday usually. Now, so I'm going through my pictures, okay? And all of a sudden, I'm in the bedroom. I got to the bedroom where I took the pictures. And CL says, yes, Kittanning is scary anyways. Penny says the mirrors have a lot of history and known for those types of things like portals, etc. True. Yes, so correct, Penny. That is so true. But, so I'm looking through my pictures, and as God is my witness, I was looking at this picture, and I could not believe my eyes what I saw. And I know I'm trying to make this dramatic because it was a damn dramatic experience. So I got the picture, and I promise you, if I find it, I'm going to put it up on this page, on this show. It'll blow you away. But on this picture, in the mirror itself, there was a goat's head. No shit, a goat head. Wearing a 3-piece suit with a tie. And it had human heads in its arm. No shit. Yes. A goat wearing a 3-piece suit with heads of humans in their arms. And I had to call my brother down. I said, what do you see? Kevin says, mirrors that create portals. Yeah, of course, Kevin. And you know what's so great about that? When you face the mirrors together, take your camera and start shooting right down the middle. You'll be surprised what you got. But when I saw this picture, I had to get my brother down, and I said, look at this picture and tell me what you see. And he said, I see a goat with a 3-piece suit with human heads in its arms. And I was like, he was dressed for success. Yeah. And I creeped. I creeped that night when I was looking at the pictures, man. It was crazy. All right, no politics tonight, Joe. You can't do politics on my show. That's okay. But I mean, I have gotten so many pictures. To me, that was a scary picture ever. And we never went back up to Kittanning again. I mean, and I remember we were walking out into a field and someone took a picture of me behind. And here I got a double exposure. It was like I walked into another dimension. No lie. So I showed it to my camera buddies, and they said, that's a double exposure. Well, everybody knows that digital cameras, you cannot get double exposures on digital cameras. And if I saw this picture and I had it, boom, honest to Pete, I was split in half. I was going straight and I was going off to my left. That was another good picture. You know what? One day, honestly, I'm going to go through all my videos, all my CDs, and we're just going to have a show. Maybe I'll do it on a Sunday night, and I'll put all these pictures up so you can see them. And then I can tell you one more story here. Okay. I was up in Gettysburg in 2012 or 2013. We were filming for Paranormal Pittsburgh. We filmed an investigation. It was a small, just a little TV show. And there's a place called Sachs Cover Bridge. And it's haunted. It's like one of the most haunted bridges up there in Adams County. The deal was behind, because July 4th, 1863, after the Battle of Gettysburg, the Confederate Army crossed that bridge going back down into Virginia. And 3 deserters were hung on that bridge. And there was a dude, one ghost up there, me and him are buds. We are. I leave him a cigarette. I leave him one match. And every now and then I'll get one of those airplane little bottles of whiskey and I give it to him. And I put it right there on the bridge for him. So one day, when we were filming up there, I'm standing there and all of a sudden, honestly, all of a sudden, I felt this real sharp pain in the middle of my back. And I don't know if anybody ever got bit or scratched or whatever from the spirit. I mean, it knocks your ass out. It hurts. And I mean, you're just like down for the count for the next 3 days. And this thing burned. Oh my God, it was terrible. So they lifted up my shirt. They took a picture of my back. And there was a mark about that big. It looked like a knife wound right through my back. And that scared me too. But that has never happened up there. But I believe why that happened, and I'm being honest with you when I tell you this, is because I didn't bring a cigarette, whiskey, or a match for that ghost on that bridge. Just thought I had to share that with you. And so I've been going up there to Gettysburg all the time, and I go on the bridge, and I guess he's not mad anymore, and he's still there. And we still chat. I use the K2 meter. I know exactly what spot to go to on the bridge to talk to him. And we have conversation. And we have some good conversation. And it's by the K2. And I will you're welcome, Sherry. And whenever I use the K2 and I'm talking to him, and there's people on the bridge, and they see the K2 meter going off as I'm asking these questions, they all form everyone gathers around and watches it. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, dude. That was a long time ago. That definitely is a learning curve. But he was from Mississippi. And he loved to show off for people. Um, it was funny. But that, to me, I guess it is true. I have no doubt in my mind I didn't leave them a cigarette, or I didn't have a bottle of whiskey or a match for them. Donna says, can I ask, does anyone have advice on when to go? I know what I've been taught from my Shawnee heritage, but would appreciate anyone else's help. This is a couple needing help. I really have not studied the when to go, Donna. I really don't. I tell you who you should ask is Don Yazzie, Don or Darren Yazzie. If you're friends with them, write them a question. To me, those two would actually have the knowledge of the Wendigo. So go ask Don and Darren Yazzie. They should give you the answers that you seek. But do you want to be a paranormal investigator? You just can't go out and start taking pictures. You have to get like you watch them on YouTube and you see all these people doing these investigations and you're saying, hey, I can do that. But the people on the YouTube, those groups that are doing those investigations have been doing it for a very long time. You're welcome, Donna. You just cannot go out and start taking pictures. You have to do your research on it. And I'll be the first one to tell you. Being a paranormal investigator, it's exciting. But then again, that excitement goes away and it's really boring. Joni says if I was properly trained, maybe. Yeah, you trained, or you don't even need to be trained. If you want to be one, just go and find a group where you live. And if they're a cool group, they'll bring you along. And all you have to tell them, hey, listen, I want to learn. I don't want to be part of your group. I just want to learn about the paranormal field. And I would have to say that 9 out of 10 times, they will take you along. But you got to be careful because there are people out there, there are groups out there that have massive, huge, blown egos. Kevin says, not an investigator, but I know where to look here in my area. That's okay. That's cool, Kevin. It's nice to know because whenever I get up there, wherever you're at, maybe you can take me some of these haunted places. I don't know, because a year and 2 months I'm retiring. But you just got to be careful who you choose. And usually, to be honest with you, okay, spirit or God, whoever you believe in, will direct you to the people you need to be with in order to understand it. Especially if you're an empath. Because you have to realize that you are feeling the spirits, feelings too. Even though, they're like all energy, they still have feelings. They are angry, they are hurting, they are sad. And if you're empath, you got to pick up on that. And you have to learn how to deal with it. And it's not so much the spirits, it's about the other people in the groups. You have to deal with their emotions. So it is a touchy subject. It's the only thing I regretted the most about when TAPS started back in 2005, I think, or 4. Because I started PPS in 2006. Was that they really never, had a show on about forming a group. You watched Taps, and that's how you formed it, because you had to follow them. But I was never a follower, and I will never follow. I have respect for them at the time. Now, I have a lot of respect for the other paranormal groups out there, because they're actually going out there and doing something. I might not like the way they are investigating. I might not like the way they go by investigating, but I respect them. You know, I ride my own bike. I do it the way I like to do it. Kara says, I plan to go this summer to Indiana State Sanatorium. I think 25 for the run of the place during the day. Cool. Go and have fun. I mean, you know, and then that's the one misconception that everybody thinks, that you have to go at night to investigate. No, you can go daytime, because ghosts do exist in the daytime too. But here's my theory behind that all. Okay, why they go at night? Like I told you before in the show, the ghosts were human. And I believe honestly, that the ghosts are just, they get tired of you, or they want to go lay down or whatever. So you got people doing all night investigations. And if I'm a ghost and you're still in the place where I'm haunting till 3, 4 in the morning, I'm going to say, well, do what you got to do, because I'm going away. In my experience, the best time to investigate at night anywhere is between the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Yes, that's it. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Because you're going to have people in your group that want to go home, because doing overnighters is not a good thing. I mean, I've done overnighters. I spent weekends at places. No, you're right, Kevin. I mean, Mish, you're right. Where we don't stay up all night, we go to bed because we're tired. So we just start all over again. We just set up our cameras and go to bed. But we are getting close to the witching hour tonight, right now. And I want to thank everybody who came in and listened to the show. This Sunday, I was talking in the first half of the show, thinking about getting a paranormal investigator, a skeptic, and a scientist, and have all three of them sit down and we can talk. And no ridiculing, no judging. Because to be honest with you, I want to hear what the scientist has to say, and I want to hear what the skeptic has to say. Thank you, Mish. Have a good one. Thank you. I'm going to hear what they all have to say about it all. I want to thank everybody, too, also for watching the show on Sunday night. I had a great viewership. And I want to thank everybody in the 160 different countries that we are being broadcasted at right now. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you, Kevin. And CL's right. No question is dumb. It's someone that has abilities and can feel paranormal energies around them. Thank you, Sherry. Again, I'm sorry about Sunday. I felt bad. Maybe the mooses will come, on their back porch here. That'd be like so cool. And Ciel says they often pick up feelings of others and sort of absorb other emotions, oftentimes paranormal phenomena. Sure. Like I said, Ciel, she's coming on pretty soon. And she's got Michelle DeRocha. So it's going to be an awesome show. And I do believe, if I'm, correct me wrong, Ciel, but you guys are going to be about mirrors tonight. I'm not sure. I think that's what I read about it. But it is that time to go. I want to thank everybody. You're right, Kara. I do need, but I don't want to step on Ciel's toes. Not at all. Penny says, good show, Sean. Thank you. Glad I could pop on tonight. Good seeing you. Take care. Take care, my friend. Take care. And Ciel did, thank you very much, Penny, for coming in. And Ciel did say it's about mirrors. So, boom, everybody, go over to Ciel's show. And you got Michelle DeRocha there, you got Ciel there, and they're going to talk about windows. So, about windows being portals. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents, and if you have no children, please find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. On that note, have a good week, and I'm sorry I didn't pull a card tonight, but I'll pull 2 next week. Okay? On that note, good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night.